Right, welcome back to another video on this channel. Today is going to be my mid-season review. We're playing 19 games in the Premier League. We're officially in the mid-season. A bit later than usual, but let's get into it. So we can start off by looking at where we are in the 4 competitions that we were at the start of the season. So the Premier League, we're 10th from 19 games. We've won 8, drawn 4, lost 7. And we also have 28 points. In the Champions League, we have reached the round of 16. It's going to be played in February, so about a month from now. We've got Borussia Dortmund in the round of 16 after advancing from our group full of AC Milan, Dinamo Zagreb, and RB Salzburg. We very convincingly beat AC Milan twice, home and away. Was it 3-0 both those games? We drew 1 game to RB Salzburg at home, then beat them away, and we lost away to Dinamo Zagreb, but beat them at home. In the FA Cup, we crashed out in the first round. Well, first round for us, the third round overall, losing 4-0 at the Etihad to Manchester City. Obviously a disappointing result, but at the end of the day, at that time we had a big injury list, as you still do. It wasn't long ago, and it's Manchester City at the end of the day. And we suffered similar fate in the League Cup, also losing to Man City, this time only 2-0, but once again, it's Manchester City. So it's Premier League and Champions League now. 2 tournaments to focus on, what I think will help us towards this end of the season. Well, not even end of the season, the second half of the season, where it's obviously such a competitive league, and it might help us being one of the teams who don't have to focus on FA Cup and League Cup. So what we're going to do now is we're going to rank all 24 players who have played more than 5 or more games this season. Felix, Badiashile and Kante, they've all played games but not 5, so they're non-eligible for this. Right, starting in 24th, we've got Wesley Fofana. Obviously joined us in the summer. He's played 6 games, got 1 goal and got 1 yellow card. Obviously injuries have played him a lot. His only goal was against AC Milan. Obviously there was a big price tag over a lot of pressure. In 23rd, we have Edouard Mendy. Obviously, he started the season as the number 1 keeper. He is no more the number 1 keeper. From 11 games, he conceded 15 goals and kept 1 clean sheet. Obviously, very disappointing for him. Obviously, I think he's a fantastic keeper. He's currently out injured. He made the mistake against Leeds, and right now it has to be said he doesn't deserve to be number 1 keeper. Kepa has been better than him by far this season. So the 22nd, it's another summer signing, the deadline day man himself, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. From 16 games, 3 goals, 1 assist, 1 yellow card. Just not that inspiring at all, to be honest. He had a good 3-game streak where he scored 3 goals in 3 games. But yeah, apart from that, he's really struggling to get into the side right now. Right, in at 21 then, we have our 3rd summer signing already, and it's Marc Cucurella. Obviously, once again, he came with a big fee, not his fault, but he's just been so disappointing for me. He has got 2 assists from 22 games, obviously one of them being against Tottenham, what was a vital game in the end. But he just hasn't looked good for me. But for me, he just doesn't look good in defence. Going forward, he's alright, to be fair. But yeah, I think defending-wise, he just hasn't been good enough. Next up in 20th place, it's another player that I'm a massive fan of. But it's another summer signing. It's Kalidou Koulibaly. We look at his record from the season: 20 games, 2 goals, and 6 yellow cards, 1 red card. Obviously, you got the goal against Tottenham and Fulham. He's so rash. I mean, I rate the commitment to try to win the ball every time, but sometimes he's going to accept that he's not going to win it. He just gives away so many fouls. So yeah, just very disappointing so far from Koulibaly. But it takes everyone a bit of time to sink into the Premier League. Right, number 19 now. I've put Captain America himself, Christian Pulisic. 21 games, 1 goal, 1 assist, 1 yellow card. Just hasn't really done much. I mean, I remember him playing well against Wolves. Played alright against Brighton, but yeah. Just hasn't really taken his chances he's got, and yeah, he's at 19th for that. In at 18 is the captain, Cesar Azpilicueta, aka Dave. From 23 games, he's got 4 yellow cards. I'm a massive fan of Dave, but I wouldn't play him a right back anymore. I don't mind him still in a back 3 at centre back, but I wouldn't play him a right back. He just slows down the attack too much. Next up is someone who's looked good at recent, but apart from that, has basically been invisible. It's Hakim Ziyech. 14 games, 1 assist, we saw the other day against Palace. As recent, he looks good. He had a good World Cup. There's a lot of fans asking for him, well, demanding him to start. In fact, not even asking, they were demanding him to start. Obviously, he got to start against Palace to look good. I hope he starts against Liverpool on Saturday. But yeah, just so far, maybe no, maybe he's starting to turn it about the second half of the season. But based on his full first half of the season, can't really be anywhere higher than 17th, I don't think. In at 16th, it's Amano Brewer. Obviously, he's out for the rest of the season now with a ACL injury. Obviously, I wish him to get well soon. From 18 games, he's got 1 goal, 1 assist. Now, obviously, on the face of it, that might not look too appealing, but you only consider he's come off the bench. He hasn't been starting that much games. And also, what he actually does in the game, the press he puts, the amount of pace he has, the amount of pressure he puts on the defence. I'm a big fan of him. I'm a massive fan of Brower. But obviously, sadly, compared to the stats and obviously how much he's played and stuff, I can't really put him much higher than 16th. In at 15, we have another one of our own. It's Trevor Chalobah. From 17 games, he's got 3 yellow cards this season. Obviously, the last few games, he's taken a bit of a dip in form. But apart from that, I don't think he's looked too bad this season. In at 14, we have our third Academy player in a row. It's Conor Gallagher. Now, this actually surprised me. When I was doing the research to see the stats up, I didn't think Gallagher had played as many games as he did. Apparently, he's played 24 games. What absolutely shocked me. And from those 24 games, he's got 1 goal, 1 assist, 6 yellows and 1 red. He got the red card over the season against Leicester. I think he's looked good. I think he's looked good in that camera, and I think he's looked good going to the right-hand side, trying to get crosses in, trying to do stuff on the right-hand side. He has been a bit rash at times, obviously that represents with 6 yellow cards and 1 red card. In at 13, we have another summer signing coming for 20 mil from Aston Villa. It's Carney Chukwuemeka. Obviously, he didn't really break through as much as start. He's only played 8 games this season, but I think he's looked really good in those 8 games. Obviously, most of them coming off the bench, apart from the last one against Palace. I think coming off the bench, he's really had a massive impact. A lot of tenacity, a lot of desire, a lot of drive. I'm a massive fan of him, to be honest. In at 12, I've put Jorginho. Obviously, 24 games, 3 goals, and 4 yellow cards. Obviously, he had a very good run in the sort of autumn time, but apart from that, it's been a bit of an average season for Jorginho. Next up is the young gun. It's Lewis Hall in at 11. Obviously, he's been playing left back the whole season. I've been impressed with him. 6 games, he's only had 1 yellow card, but I can tell you, he could be so further up if he improved his finishing. He's been very, very impressive, but if he can improve his finishing, he could have had like 4 or 5 goals. I'm not even lying. In at 10, he's played the joint most games for us this year. It's Mason Mount. From 26 games, he's got 3 goals, 6 assists, making 9 goal contributions, most of everybody, and 5 yellow cards. He's looked really disappointing of recent, really, being almost invisible in game after game. I don't know why. In at 9, I'm going to go with Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Obviously, he's currently out with an injury. Who of our players aren't? For 20 games this season, he's got 1 assist and 1 yellow. But I think he looked really, really good at the start of the season, especially under Tuchel. And obviously, the injury hasn't really helped him. He's been out for a bit now. In at 8, we have our top joint goal scorer in all competitions is Kai Havertz. Also playing 26 games, same as Mount. He's got 6 goals and 1 assist, adding up to 7 goal contributions and 3 yellow cards. So obviously, it's a hard one for Havertz because even he said he's never been the out-and-out goal scorer where he's been played. He's not a striker, he's not a false 9. He's a number 10, he's a winger. And hopefully we can see Fofana or Aubameyang or, someone step up to that striker role and we can see Havertz playing at Cam. So I think against Man City in the Premier League where we lost 1-0, there was a period where he played at Cam. I think he looked really good. He showed us what he can do in that position, in his actual position. Next up, in at 7, it's one of the summer signings, is Dennis Zakaria. Now, after a very, very hard start to the season, where he couldn't get in the team at all, he's all of a sudden, before he got injured obviously, had a massive breakthrough, and it's enough to get him up to 7th place. 7 games, 1 goal. Obviously, you've got in his debut. I think he's looked really good box to box, really good DM. Just a fantastic player, obviously. Next up at number 6, it's Ben Chilwell. So Ben Chilwell, from 13 games, he's got 1 goal, 2 assists, 1 yellow. But I mean, we saw what happened to us when he got injured. Just like James, we thought we fell off. I think he's a lot better than Cucurella. And when he's fit, he starts starting left back. It has to be said, I think going forward he looked good. At the back he looked good. In at 5 we have my signing of the summer. It's Raheem Sterling. So I think a lot of people have been over criticising Raheem Sterling. Obviously 22 games. He's our joint top goal scorer of 6. He's also got 3 assists. That's 9 goal contribution, same as Mount. He's got 4 yellows, but I've been quite impressive. I think he gets into good positions. He's definitely scored some vital goals for us this year. Look at the start of the season. I think he gets into really good positions. Just once he gets into positions, he can't quite deal with the goods. But I think a lot of people from the outside looking in have criticised him quite a lot. Saying he's been a bit of a flop. I think it is over harsh because I don't think he's been as bad as people are saying. I think he's been all right. I think once he's fit, he probably does get straight back into the team. In at 4, he won one Chelsea Player of the Year before. It's Mateo Kovacic. So from 22 games, he scored 1 goal, 1 fantastic goal by the way. What a great goal against RB Salzburg. He's got 1 assist and 4 yellows. Start of the season, and throughout the season, he had a bit of problem with his bite and his calf. But I mean, when he's been fit, when he's been playing, I think he's looked really good. In at 3, we have Kepa Arrizabalaga. From obviously he took over from Mendy. Sort of near the end of Tuchel's reign, start of Potter's reign. Definitely been the first keeper throughout the time at Potter. From 17 games, he's conceded 16 goals, kept 7 clean sheets, what was massive. And some of those games, I mean, he's had some fantastic games. Look at Aston Villa away, brilliant. Look at Crystal Palace the other day, brilliant. And obviously, last few games, there's been a bit of question of him coming off his line against City in the Prem and Fulham in the Prem, costing us points there. This season, he's been fantastic from long range. Played really well this year. So there was 2. Going to be Reece James. If we didn't have the injuries he's had, maybe it would be him in first place. But he has those injuries. He's played 12 games only, so he's going to be in at 2. From those 12 games, he's got 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 yellows. I mean, look what you do. Look what happens to us when you take him out our team. We crumble. He is such a vital part of this team going forward and at the back. Yeah, he's having another brilliant season. Such a shame he always gets injured when he's flying high. So we all know who's in at 1 then. It's Thiago Silva. This man is 38 and yet he's still being our best player by far. He's just incredible, absolutely incredible. From 22 games, he's got 2 assists, 2 yellows. I mean, going forward, he's great, getting his head on the ball from crosses, from corners. But yeah, at the back, days when the defence has bad days, he still finds a way to have a good game. I mean, no one gets past him. Pocketed Haaland. I'm going to say it. He pocketed Haaland. Yeah, he's just been absolutely fantastic, as per usual. I mean, hopefully, we can beg for he signs at least one more year, please, Thiago. Please, at least 1 more year. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bit of a different video today. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. See ya.